So leadership has always been a hot button for me, and it's one of those things where I'm always going to be a student of it. You look at people like John Maxwell, who continues to be a student on leadership, who teaches leadership, who talks to some of the best leaders in the world, yet he still interviews and talks and tries to refine his craft and what he does. And so it's always been something that has fascinated me. It's always been something that I've been um, I'm a student of it. And so I've always thought that the leadership inside of dealerships has, for the most part, been laughable at best and has been broken for a long time. And so with this, I'm going to say, I was just at the Rockstar Auto Conference, which was amazing. Matt and Chris did a phenomenal job in Nashville, Tennessee. And they were talking about, when we're setting up goals for our people. He said, you sold 20 cars last month. You can give me 25 this month. Or you got me 17. You can do better than him. You can give me 24, can't you? And so we set people up for basically failure because we don't stair-step people in. And we go around with, at the beginning of the month, and we go, how many are you going to sell this month? And I said, people go around saying 15 who've never even sold 10. And so when you add it all up, we're going to sell 700 cars, yet we haven't sold 700 cars. And so you put unrealistic expectations on yourself because they're just trying to hit a number just to appease you or quiet you down or whatever the case may be. They don't want to sound like an idiot. They don't want to sound like they're below everybody else. And so they throw out this number. And it's always fascinated me that people will do this, yet we continue it and we allow it to happen. And so as your leader, as you being a leader, if your people fail, it's your fault. Plain and simple. Yeah, there's some things that, people can do, will do, won't do, that kind of create their own success or failures. And, but you play a big part of it. We don't look at the 10th of the month and this person's going to have 15 cars out and has one. We don't have a conversation with him then. We have a conversation when he only gets 6 cars out at the end of the month. And we're like, what the fuck happened to you? Instead of having the conversation on the 10th, like, what the hell is going on? And so it's always fascinated me that we do this as an industry. And it's the same with, we have this whole mindset of, why didn't you do this? Why you've been down for the past 3 months. This is one of the stories that I got from Simon Sinek, is that you've been down, we come barging into their office or their cubicle, and you just throw down that they've been down for the last 3 months. If you don't change it, we're going to have a serious conversation at the end of this month. And so they freak out. They seize up. They're not going to be the most motivated person coming in the morning. They're not going to be the most motivated person coming in during the day. And they're not going to be very motivated to do their work. They're going to be fearful of their job that entire time. And so most people, when that happens to them, they pretty much crumble. And then the ultimate thing happens where they either get fired or get demoted or whatever happens. Instead of coming to the person like a human being, like, why don't we treat employees like human beings, like they are, instead of a number? It's not something that you're looking to replace, or if they don't do it, then it just didn't work out and we'll just go get the next guy. Because that's what causes this constant revolvement in the car business, because we just think, well, it's a quick fix. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. No big deal. But it is a big deal, because turnover will cost so much money, so much time, so many deals when you lose people. And so why don't we come to people like, hey, you've had a bad month for 3 straight months. What is going on? How can I assist you? How can I be a servant to you? And then do this. It's a whole different mindset. It's a whole different way where you're doing more of a servant leadership towards this person, because that is what's going to get that person to that next level. That's what's going to motivate that person to push a little bit harder. That's what's going to elevate your team to do better and go for the common cause. What is our why? Why are we going this way? Why do we need to sell this many cars? Or why do we need to do this process? If they understand why, everybody is more willing to do it. If we don't understand it, if it's just another number, if it's just some target that we've thrown out of midair, then why you're going to have a harder time getting people to do it. And so as leaders, it's our job to have those one-on-ones, 15 minutes a day, like literally, like 15 minutes one-on-one with someone. You can find out so much information, like if they're having a bad time at home, if they're having a bad time with some sort of addiction, if they're going out and drinking all night. You learn all these different things so you can help them become what they need to become. And so when you have these 15-minute one-on-ones every single day, not once a week, not once a month, not at the end of the month, not at the beginning of the month, every single day, you're meeting with your team members and you're having a little conversation. What do they have planned for the day? What do they need help with? What can you do to help them be successful? I think if we do that as an industry in automotive, we really look at our people and we dive in and we actually care about them and their success, all of a sudden we become more successful. If our team becomes just a huge monster, and we can create just advocates of our business because we're doing everything we can as leaders to make sure that they're successful. That's how you get people recruiting their friends and their family to come work for you. That's how you do it. If they become just advocates of your business because they know that their manager, their leader, is going to go to bat for them every single time. It's going to make sure that they're being very successful. It's going to make sure and hold them accountable for what they tell them that they're going to do, and that they're going to be there with them every step of the way. And whenever they stumble, it's not going to be you're fired. It's how can I help you get back to where you were? How can I get you to progress? If they succeed, pat them on the back, tell them a great job, give them something. You don't have to spiff people, but let them know they're doing a good job. It's not that hard. This business we make extremely difficult because we think that people just want more money and more spiffs and more this and more that. Well, really, they just want somebody to care. They want somebody to lead them. They want somebody to actually invest time into them. And so if you're a manager, if you're a leader, if you label yourself as a leader, I highly suggest that you take some of these things. Spend 15 minutes with your people, one-on-one. Dive deep into their life, understand where they're coming from, understand their struggles, understand where they want to go, so then you can have a more successful team, a more successful dealership. You'll get people that are advocates of your business. You'll grow and grow and grow and grow. You won't have to worry about putting an ad on Indeed, because they're going to have people, you're going to have people coming in left and right, because you've created the environment that people are being successful and the leaders are being leaders, and they're making sure their team grows. Thank you so much for watching.
A lot of people hate me right there to say it. That was looking for trouble. Just the industry, some people.
Well, you're trying to, right?
Oh yeah.